Welcome to all of you from your centers, and to all the monks and novices. Today is Friday, the 12th of April 2019. The last week we learnt that for the mind to have happiness in life, it must have the Brahma Viharas, the four divine abidings of metta, loving kindness, Karuna, compassion, mudita, appreciative joy, and upekkha, equanimity. When the mind has these four Brahmaviharas to a good level, then the 5 moral precepts can be maintained with ease. This is because the mind has the quality of metta and karuna. The mind has mudita, that is, we are happy when others do well, and when others make mistakes out of delusion, we don't punish them for it, and we have equanimity. We wait for the time when we can help them according to our ability. And there are many types and expressions of equanimity, but it's not the equanimity where we don't do anything, where we aren't interested in anything. That is called having ears but acting deaf, having eyes but acting blind. That is acting as if one doesn't know and doesn't see. It isn't like that. When we gather together in groups, then we have to help each other out. We have metta and karuna to each other. This is important. But though we may have some metta and karuna arising in our mind, the life of a lay person that is married and has a family is a life that isn't smooth all the time. And today we'll learn from a Zen story. There was one woman who was telling her problems to one Zen master. She said that many years ago, when she was a young woman, she married a man that was about 10 years older than her. Back then, the husband looked so impressive, but after being together for many years, he changed. There was none of that excitement left, none of that interest left, like before in the past. It was gone. That image that she had seen 10 years ago had all disappeared. She asked the Zen master what is the reason that it turned out like this. Was it because getting married is the graveyard of love? The Zen master told her, "Don't think too much about it. Come, follow me." The Zen master led her to walk in front of the mountain and asked, "How do you find this mountain?" "It is very high and extremely beautiful," she said. "Then follow me up this mountain." All the way up, they didn't speak and just kept walking and walking and walking. As where they were walking was steep, the woman began to get tired. She had no more strength left. The walking track was very rough. She was getting more tired and started complaining in the way that she usually liked to complain. When they reached the top of the mountain, the Zen master said that this mountain that you saw back then, it isn't beautiful at all. On the path there are just rocks, and the plants here are not beautiful. "That other mountain over there looks much more beautiful," she said to the Zen master. The Zen monk laughed and said, "You have come here now and can see the truth of what this mountain is like. Before, you were in love together, and that was like when you saw the mountain from far away. Your eyes had just praise and admiration. But when you were married, that is like walking up the mountain, and what you saw is just the normal ordinariness of what was already there in each other. But you hadn't seen this normal and ordinary nature before. You only saw the good points of each other, and you had praise and admiration for each other. Like walking up this mountain here, when you reach the top of it, what you see is only the other mountains. You don't see this original mountain that you have climbed. In reality, the mountain never changed. It was just your mind that had changed. because your mind had changed, then what you paid attention to changed with it. When you had no more praise for each other, then the love lessened. And then, when later on the mountains get bigger, then the more that you will blame and complain, and then the more harm this will cause. Why? Because when you only see the mountain that is beautiful, then you will never look at the inner mountain. In other words, what is your own mind like? So why complain so much? Wouldn't it be better to walk together, see together, look inwardly, see oneself, have patience together, work at overcoming your problems and difficulties together? Isn't this better? This is better than complaining, which only does damage. This is the truth that you meet after you get married. The longer you are married, then you need to have even more patience than before. This is the teaching. Here you can see that when you climb up this mountain, if you get discouraged, you aren't truly intent and have sincerity, then you can't reach the mountaintop. You have to have a sincere intention that you want to truly learn about your own suffering. Like here, you followed me up to the top of the mountain, and even though you had suffering and difficulties, you had the sincere and firm intention to get to the top of the mountain. And I didn't even say a word to you. Even if you do complain and grumble, but you have patient endurance and you can struggle, then you still can get to the top of the mountain. In this way, you have Dhamma to restrain this mind. You have Khanti, patient endurance, and you have self-sacrifice of your time. So this is an important Dhamma teaching for lay people who live together as husband and wife. They need to have satya. They have sincerity to each other. They have patience against all the harmful moods and emotions that comes up. And when sometimes their patience isn't enough, then they need to firmly restrain the mind even more. They have self-sacrifice and help each other. With these important Dhamma qualities, then a lay person can lead a family life together. So you may use these Dhamma principles in your lay life. Please be careful what you pay attention to. Don't just look only on the outside of yourself, but look inwardly. See yourself and your own mind. In this way, you will gain success in your lives.